Hello YouTube! Today I got a little video of some items that I recently sold through my YouTube store, or through my eBay store. So we'll go through them and you guys can see some of the things I sell and some of the prices they bring, how I photograph things, titles, stuff like that. Um, on top of that, maybe you'll learn something. Hopefully you guys will pick up some knowledge on some products when you're out and about at garage sales and thrift stores and things like that. Anyways, let's get going. The first item is a Disney glass. Now, these Disney glasses, I actually have about 30, 40 of them. Not this exact kind, different styles and things like that. I picked them up from a auction, I believe. It was about 6 months ago. There's, like I said, a good 30, 40 pieces of glassware with different Disney coffee mugs, glasses. Most of them were vintage. This one was from the early 80s. And then a lot of plushes and other Disney toys. I'm still selling them. It's been about 6 months, so I guess this did sit a little bit. But I mean, if it's something you see for 30 cents, 50 cents, a dollar at a garage sale, I'd pick it up. They paid the shipping. They paid the $12.95. I had to make an offer, and they paid full price for it. So that's the first one. That background could be a little whiter, but for the price, I'm not going to worry about editing it much. We'll move on from there. Now this next item is a Kingdom Hearts plush. Now if you guys don't know what Kingdom Hearts is, it's a PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 video game. It started off PlayStation 2, there's Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, then PlayStation 3 did a HD remake, same with the PSP, a couple other platforms have it. It was a very popular game. If you guys actually see the Kingdom Hearts games, they're also worth picking up. This plush was at a Goodwill. I paid $2 for this. It's pretty clean. It does have the tag, so I listed it with the tag. I couldn't list it as new because the sword had some creases down below and some color fading. I don't know if you guys can see that kind of right at the very edge of the sword there. So, I couldn't list it as new, but still, this thing used sold for $45 with free shipping. It went just outside of my province, so it was only about $11 to ship. And it sold within about a month, I want to say, start time, July. There you go, July 14th it started. And then it sold, like I said, in about, well, a little less than a month. So watch out for that kind of stuff. Plushes can do really good, especially video game plushes. This one was a pretty cool find. I was pretty happy to get it. There's probably some more pictures here. You can probably see the sword a little better there. That's kind of where the fade and the wear was. And again, I just noted it in the conditions. It didn't stop it from selling. No one looked the other way because of it. Well, I'm sure some people did, but this person was happy. Left a good feedback. Next item is a Star Wars Clone Wars helmet. These are pretty unique. There's a couple buttons on the side. One is a microphone, so when you push it, your own voice is changed. The other is an internal speaker, so it sounds like someone's speaking to you. And then the other one's an external speaker. This did not sell for $55. I don't know why it shows that. I ran a sale. I actually didn't want to include this in the sale. I wasn't paying attention. I ran the sale late at night, so I shouldn't do things at 3 in the morning. So it actually sold for $32 with free shipping, and it cost me $14 to ship, I believe. So I didn't get nearly as much as I wanted for that. I'm not too worried about it, though, because this one, it actually had a broken piece. If you see right kind of where his earpiece is, there's supposed to be a mic that comes down and goes in front of your mouth to talk into there too, or an antenna, whatever you want to call it. That's missing, so that affects the value a bit. And this one is a little beat up, but they sell fast. They sell very quick. Mine was one of the cheaper ones at 55 here. So this is something, if you see, you pick them up. They're pretty popular. They fit adult and kids, and they're neat. You can see the buttons on the side there that you push. And again, this is just a couple bucks at a Goodwill. Next item is, that's a terrible photo. I did it with my phone real quick. I was having a bet with someone if I could sell it kind of same day within a couple hours. So I just quickly photoed it on a desk and threw it on eBay. Here's a good example of how not to take pictures. It's all dark on one side. I mean, you can see the label clearly, but it's not a very good picture. You can't even read the Game Boy up top. Anyways, it still sold $28, $3 for shipping. It could have been free shipping, but a lot of the times I end up shipping these kind of out of country, so it just helps me with the extra little bit of cost or the packing supplies for it. So that one sold pretty quick. It didn't sit very long. Any Game Boy Color game, Game Boy game's usually worth picking up. I mean, minimum you're gonna get for them is $5, and even that I find them at yard sales for a dollar or two. But yeah, so that one sold. It's already been shipped and sent off. I think he left positive feedback too. Move on to the next one. If you guys saw the video I made a few days ago, I picked up a bunch of Jazz drives, Zip drives, and Omega drives, and Orb drives, and things like that. They're sort of retro PC parts. A lot of people overlook the retro PC parts, and don't overlook these guys. When you're at a yard sale and you can pick these up for $1 or $2, grab them. They sell quick. They're not a huge dollar item. You're not going to make hundreds off them. As you can see, this one sold for $21.95. The guy actually bought the both of them I had, hence the two sold up here. So, they're, like I said, they're commonly overlooked. They look like a floppy drive, but the front of them here is bigger and thicker than a floppy drive. It's about a 1/4 inch thick. This one's the Omega Jazz drive, the 1 gigabyte. So they're 1 gig basically floppy disks. So when you see these, pick them up. They sell quick. They're about like I said, they're about the same size as your standard old school 3.5 inch floppy, just thicker. Jazz, Omega, and Zip drives. Those are an Orb. Those are what you want to watch for. The Orb ones bring really good value. The external ones, if you find them, bring even better value. If you want to know more about them, though, like I said, I made a video about these things. You can check them out, and you can see kind of what to look for and exactly what they look like. I got a few more photoed in the other video. But yeah, Jazz drives, Omega drives, those are really good. This is, again, another Jazz drive. It sold with the cradle still on it, or the adapter, and it sold same price. I listed at $21.95, and this one had a drive in it to give you guys an idea of what the drive looks like. That top part, those lines are there because you'd write whatever you stored on there, but that would be a 1 gig Jazz drive. I could have got a little more because it was included, but I paid nothing for them. So that one sold too. I have 4 or 5 more listed that I'm waiting to sell, but as you can see, like, start date August 4th, 2016, and they've already sold, so they're a quick turnaround. And to have nothing into them, or if you can find them at a garage sale for $1 or $2, I'll take a quick $20 all day long off these dollar items. Next thing to sell, this was a belt buckle, a Rush one. It's not vintage or anything like that. I believe it was from 07. Solid metal one though. Belt buckles you can do okay off of. Harley Davidson ones, video game ones, music ones. Basically pop culture. Belt buckles, watch out for. If you find actual vintage antique ones, like had this been a Rush one from back in the early 80s, late 70s, anything like that, I probably would have got $60, $70 for it. But it's a new one. It still sold for $18.75. It came in a lot of items I got at an auction. I paid, I think, $15 for a large lot of items. I sold most of them off. They were belt buckles, a couple console controllers, just basically random stuff thrown in a box. So I've made all my money back just off this Rush belt buckle alone. So that's pretty good. But yeah, guys, belt buckles, if you see them, they're worth grabbing, especially if you find boxes of them at the yard sale for a couple dollars. Pick them up. They're light. They're super easy to ship because of that, and they'll bring decent value. They're really easy to store. Sometimes hustling the small things is really nice. Next thing we'll move on to is these Turkish Airline kits. What these are traveler kits by Turkish Airlines. I got an open picture. I opened one to, I sort of sacrificed one so people can see what was in them. You get a toothbrush, toothpaste, lip balm, earplugs, a sleeping mask, and underneath that toothbrush and all that is a pair of socks, and then underneath that is a small microfiber. These I picked up like about 8 or 9 of them off a friend of mine. He was doing a big move for someone, and they were sort of ex-hoarders, so he ended up with a bunch of stuff, called me, and I kind of came and helped him clear out a whole bunch of stuff. These sell, I'd say, one every month, 2 months, one of these sells. So they're not quick sellers, they're not huge value. But to have a bunch of them that are the same, I listed them, now it's out of sight, out of mind, I don't think about them. I believe this was one of the last ones to sell that had the sort of map on it. The other ones I have left, they're still Turkish Airlines, but they have, I think one has a boat on it and one has an airplane. Exact same contents inside, just different photos. So I made 3 different listings, and listed the quantity for them all, and like I said, I think I got 3 or 4 left. So they've been doing good over this last sort of 6-7 months. They've been selling decently. I don't know if this is something you'll find out in a wild. Out in the wild, this is just sort of like a weird thing I came across. Still neat nonetheless. Next item, we have a shirt. I don't sell a lot of clothing. When I do get clothing, it's usually a half off day at the Goodwill or whatever thrift store I'm at, or it's for $1 or $2 at garage sales, so I can stay at super low price points. If it's not half off, I'll still look briefly in the Goodwill, because you never know, you might pull out something really unique that you just can't pass up. This one I had 2 of. One was a green shirt, exact same pattern as this one, and then this blue one. Both XXL. The green one sold first. I'm not surprised, kind of like the whole mud and earthy tone and owning a Jeep. And then this one just sold as well. It sold full price for $30 US. You can see the Canadian conversion down there for $39.51 if you're watching from Canada. And this would have been about $3 at the thrift store, so that's a good turnaround. I grabbed it because it's official Jeep. Honestly, if you guys see official Jeep like this, or BMW, Mercedes, Ford, really any car brand for the most part, car guys are really into their cars. They like their cars. They like to show off what they have. They like to rep their company. That's why there's always battles between Ford and Chevy and Dodge and Jeep, and Ford's better, by the way. I'm going to get some hate for that. But, grab them. If you see clothing that is official, like if it says Jeep up there, or it says BMW official or anything like that, grab it. If it says George or Old Navy, leave it alone. But the actual official ones, they're worth good money. And if you don't believe me, head into a dealership, ask them how much their swag is. Go into a Dodge dealership and ask them for a Ram sweatshirt. You'll be surprised when you learn it's an $80, $90 sweatshirt. So, this was probably a $75 golf shirt at one of the Jeep stores, one of the Dodge stores, and now, someone bought it. Maybe they worked there, got it with a car they bought, whatever. They got rid of their Jeep. They don't own a Jeep. They throw it in the thrift store. Now I own it, sold it. So if you guys see it though, pick this stuff up. Always grab the Automotive shirts. They do very good for me. I've heard of people actually doing good off the NASCAR shirts and some of the race shirts too. I don't know enough about it. I've grabbed a few. I know some of the names. I don't watch tons of NASCAR or anything like that. I would assume it's equally as good to grab. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear my dog whining in the background. Probably needs to go outside soon. So we'll get to the last item here. Now, the last item I sold, AG eyeball there, is a Pokemon Snap game for the N64. Pokemon Snap is basically a game. It's like a rail system game. You don't control where you move. You just take pictures of Pokemon. I listed it on eBay instead of Amazon because I just wanted a quick flip. If you guys are wondering why I didn't do Amazon, the price difference was all of like $3. So I knew it would go quick, and I knew it would sell right away on eBay. I didn't want to wait to send it into Amazon. If you're more Amazon, though, you could definitely merchant fulfill this, and it would probably sell within a couple days, just like on eBay. I did both just to see which one would sell quicker. It went same day on eBay, and then I had to take it down, obviously, on the Amazon listing. Anything Pokemon, guys, obviously you guys have heard of all the Pokemon Go stuff. Anything Pokemon right now is worth money. Before Pokemon Go, it was still worth money. There's still a Pokemon craze. Pokemon games and stuff brought awesome value. So anything Pokemon really is worth picking up. Anything N64 other than a sports game is also worth picking up if it's a couple dollars. I mean, minus a sports game, I've never seen an N64 game really sell for under $5 at an absolute minimum price. And they've only been going up from there. They're getting more and more collectible and more hard to find, just like the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo did. The next one to do it, I think, is going to be the PlayStation 1. I've seen the values of them steadily going up and up and up, and the games are getting harder and harder to find. So if you see them, they're pretty good to grab onto. That looks like it is everything I have to show you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys saw a couple neat things here, maybe learned some new things to watch out for when you're out thrifting and garage sailing. I just like to show some of the items I got. Like I said, hopefully you guys take something away from it. Thank you again for watching. If you can, subscribe, like, Leave a comment down below. Ask me any questions you want. You can shoot me an email if you want, or hit me up on Facebook or Twitter or any sort of other social media out there. Thanks for watching, guys. Have an awesome night. Talk to you all soon. Bye.